But Erika is uniquely, even in the midst of that tragedy, is uniquely able to navigate that, even just conceptually and emotionally, something I've talked to her.
This is for Andrew Kolvet's wife. Was you on the plane on September 10th? Did you see Erika at the tarmac? Did your husband fall into her arms?
Caitlin Vett, Andrew Vett's wife, for anyone just catching up, just put Erika Kirk on blast, accusing her of getting involved in her marriage in a way that crossed serious lines. And this didn't come out of nowhere either. It dropped right when things were already starting to look suspicious. People had already been whispering that Erika and Andrew might have had some kind of connection behind the scenes. First, Erika's name got tied to J.D. Vance, and people still can't stop talking about that hug. Now, Andrew's name is suddenly right in the mix too, and it's making everything look even more questionable.
I don't think I need to tell Erika that.
Yeah.
Erika is very shrewd.
What really has people talking is the timing. There are now rumors that Caitlin has filed for divorce, and a lot of fingers are being pointed straight at Erika as the reason everything is falling apart. This situation is getting messy fast, and it's turning into something way bigger than anyone expected. This drama popped off. Caitlin and Andrew had been locked in for years. Reports say they've been married since 2013, which puts them at around 13 years together. And from the outside, everything looked solid and normal. No obvious cracks showing. And Caitlin isn't just known as Andrew's wife either, not even close. She's built her own lane and made a name for herself. She's a professional wedding coordinator and runs Lafa at Weddings, a luxury event planning company based out in Santa Barbara. So this isn't someone sitting quietly in the background. She's been running her own business while holding down what looked like a stable, long-term marriage. Now here's where things start heating up again. The reason this situation is blowing up now goes back to earlier claims that started circulating, and Erika's name kept coming up in the middle of it. At one point, Candace Owens even spoke out, claiming there was some kind of calculated romantic situation involving Andrew and Erika, and people immediately started digging into every little detail. Then came that so-called Tarmac hug that had everyone talking non-stop. On top of that, people began pointing out travel timelines that didn't seem to match up cleanly, at least not in a way that made sense to them. All of that combined made the situation feel way more suspicious, like something might have been happening behind closed doors that nobody was openly confirming. At the same time, not everyone was buying that story. Investigators like Jessica Reed Krause stepped in and pushed back hard, saying the flight records actually showed Andrew and Caitlin traveling together during the exact times people were questioning. So right away, you had two totally different sides forming, one claiming something shady was going on, and the other saying people were reaching and twisting the facts. Then another detail dropped that made people look even closer. In January 2025, Andrew and Caitlin reportedly moved their Santa Barbara home into a hidden family trust. Now, some people brushed that off as a normal financial move, nothing unusual there, but others immediately started side-eyeing it like, why make that move right now?
Erika Kirk is a lie, a sham. Their marriage, fake, of course. Her entire marriage to Charlie Kirk was just leading up to her being First Lady.
That's when the speculation really started picking up speed. People began suggesting it could have been done to protect assets or even prepare for something bigger happening behind the scenes. And once that idea got out there, it only made the situation feel more intense and calculated. Now this is where all eyes swing back to Erika. A lot of people online have been saying that if any of these rumors turned out to be true, they wouldn't even be shocked at this point. There's been non-stop talk about how she's been presenting herself publicly since Charlie's passing, and not everyone is convinced by it. Some people feel like her behavior doesn't match what they expect from someone grieving, and that alone has turned into a huge debate online. Others, though, argue that everyone handles loss differently and that it's not fair to judge her based on appearances. On top of everything else, there have been claims floating around about her past that only added more tension to the situation. Some people are saying she may not have been fully honest about her dating history before Charlie, and that's what really got people talking. The story that keeps popping up is that she once presented herself like she had never dated anyone before him.
I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
But then others came forward saying they found information pointing to previous relationships. That contrast had people raising eyebrows fast and questioning what's real and what's not. Now, this part has definitely split opinions. Some think it's a big deal and adds to the bigger picture, while others are saying people are digging way too deep into her personal life and making assumptions without full proof. So when you stack all of that together, it starts to make sense why some people are saying that if she ever got caught up in another situation like this, she might try to explain her way out of it. That idea alone had people watching everything even more closely. Then things got even more complicated once these travel claims started spreading. Investigative journalist George Webb said he came across information suggesting Erica may have flown with Andrew shortly before Charlie's death, and that's when things started getting extremely detailed. People began breaking down timelines, flight logs, and every movement they could find. According to what was shared on the morning of Charlie's incident, he and Erica reportedly flew into Utah on separate flights. That detail alone had some people questioning things, saying a married couple usually wouldn't travel like that unless something unusual was going on. From there, Charlie reportedly went to meet with people from the Savory Group, while Erica's plane was said to have continued on to Santa Barbara. And this is the part that really got attention. The claim is that the same plane later picked up Andrew and then returned to Provo just 14 minutes after Charlie was shot. That timeline had people locked in, trying to piece everything together and figure out if it all meant something deeper or if it was just a series of coincidences that looked suspicious on the surface. And that exact timing is what really made people pause and pay attention, because it sounded way too precise to just brush off if it were actually true. When details get that specific, people start looking a lot closer and asking way more questions. On top of that, there were mentions of dispatch recordings describing a Toyota team leaving the University of Utah campus and heading toward a helicopter area near the scene. Webb suggested that this group could have been connected somehow, and now you've got people online trying to piece all of this together like a puzzle. The idea that Erica and Andrew could have been moving around at the same time like that quickly turned into a major talking point, especially for those who already felt like something about this situation wasn't adding up in the first place.
I love my mama.
Yeah.
She needs everything.
It's just really cool.
And it didn't stop there, because more claims started coming out from people who said they were close to that circle. Some of those individuals claimed Erica may have had connections with other people in that space, while also allegedly speaking negatively about her husband in private. That alone added another layer to the story that people couldn't stop debating. Then there's the claim that Charlie may have removed Erica from his will shortly before his death. A lot of people have linked that to the idea that he might have discovered possible infidelity, but again, there's no official confirmation backing that up. Still, it's one of those details that keeps getting brought up over and over whenever this situation is discussed. And then you have the financial side, which only made things feel even more intense. People have been talking about a large life insurance policy and pointing out that the timing of certain payments and changes seemed unusual to them. That's what pushed even more speculation about possible motives, even though nothing has actually been proven so far. And then you get into the smaller details that people online love to pick apart. Some have pointed out that Erika and Andrew seem to mirror Charlie in certain ways during public appearances, whether it's in how they speak or even how they carry themselves. That observation alone had people reading into every little gesture and tone, trying to spot patterns and similarities that might mean something more. For some, it felt too noticeable to ignore, while others argued it was just people overanalyzing normal behavior and turning it into something bigger than it really is. That might not mean anything on its own, but for people already watching every detail closely, it just adds another layer to the situation. Once that idea gets in people's heads, every little thing starts to feel more significant than it probably is. Andrew's own comments about Erika have also been pulled into the spotlight during interviews. He described her as very smart and very strategic, even praising how she handled complicated situations. For some people, that didn't come across as just normal professional respect, and that's exactly where even more speculation started to build. One comment that really captured what a lot of people were thinking said, "This actually makes so much sense. The way they look at each other, the way they are. The fact Charlie just doesn't seem to be Erika's type, the way Erika has behaved in her grieving process." That line started spreading fast because it matched what people felt they were already seeing. Another comment that made the round said, "You don't have to file for divorce if your spouse is dead," and Erika knew that. She even celebrated Charlie's death with fireworks and pyrotechnics instead of mourning the loss of the supposed love of her life. That's a heavy accusation, and it definitely got people reacting. Now, to be clear, these are strong claims coming from online reactions, not confirmed facts. But once statements like that start circulating, they tend to take on a life of their own and push the conversation even further.
But Erika is uniquely, even in the midst of that tragedy, is uniquely able to navigate that, even just conceptually and emotionally, something I've talked to her about. And it's powerful even hearing her as she's working these pieces out.
Then another comment took things to a whole different level, saying, "The question is now, who has she not had an affair with at TPUSA?" And at that point, you can see just how far things have escalated. Because people aren't just questioning one situation anymore. They're throwing out much bigger accusations without solid proof. At this point, people aren't just questioning one thing. They're questioning everything. And now, on top of all that, Caitlyn is allegedly saying Erika crossed a serious line in her marriage. That accusation alone has taken things to a whole new level and pulled even more attention into the situation. What's making it even more interesting is that not long ago, Erika was the one telling people to stop with the conspiracies, saying the speculation felt like attacks toward her. So now people are pointing out how ironic it would be if she's suddenly the one being accused of doing something similar to someone else. With everything coming out like this, a lot of people are saying they wouldn't be surprised if Caitlyn actually goes through with a divorce. The rumors are already out there, and the way things are unfolding is making it feel more real to some observers. If that does happen, it would be a major shift, especially for a marriage that's lasted over a decade. And it would open the door to even more questions about what was really going on behind the scenes this whole time. Right now, people are piecing together a story that still doesn't fully connect. There are gaps, conflicting claims, and a lot of speculation filling in the blanks. So at this point, everyone is watching closely to see what happens next, whether anyone involved speaks out, whether these claims get addressed, or whether new information drops that changes everything again. Because as it stands, there's a lot being said, a lot being questioned, and still not many clear answers. And now it all comes down to what happens next. With so many claims, rumors, and unanswered questions still floating around, people are watching closely to see if anyone involved finally speaks out, or if new details come out that change everything. This situation has already taken so many unexpected turns, and it doesn't look like the conversation is slowing down anytime soon. If you've been keeping up with all of this, make sure to like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss any updates. And drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is really going on here?